Hi, I'm Lynn Bridgeford from Aetherbios, and today in our series on mental health and coaching, we're going to be talking about resilience. So what exactly is resilience? We all know if something is resilience. How would that be defined? So it could be defined as flexibility, plasticity, pliability, so the ability to adapt. In embryology, there's a substance called mesenchyme, and we call it God's magic putty, because it's the stuff that we're made of, and as we're made and we grow in utero, this pliable substance called mesenchyme grows into many different parts of the body. And we all know as children and as babies, we are more pliable and can learn more easily and do many things more easily than when we get older and perhaps a bit stiffer. So what exactly is resilience? It's the ability to adapt within a stressful situation. That may be a work situation, a life situation, and it's not about just coping with a stress. It's about being able to adapt to what's going on, to draw on strengths within us, and to be able to deal with a situation and perhaps even find a positive in amongst the adversity, turn it around if you like. There are people who seem able to take a situation that's challenging or tricky and then find the opportunity in it. This is also a form of resilience. So it may look like resilience is something that people are born with. It absolutely isn't. It's a skill. And there are many people who come from families where everybody is resilient. So guess what? We learn from our families and from our parents. So if you were lucky to have resilient parents and siblings, you're likely to have more resilience yourself. So if you feel that resilience is not your friend and you're more likely to go into overwhelm faced with stress or adversity, it's not too late. There are always ways to build our resilience. There are many different keys to resilience, and wherever we're at, we can start with a little piece and build on it and grow. And like any skill, we develop it, we use the muscle, we exercise it, and it grows over time. So even if you are resilient, you can grow more resilience. And if you feel that your resilience is not your forte, it's a good place to start. People who are resilient may be called brave, stout-hearted, two-fisted, or people who just have a go. The benefits of resilience are being able to have the psychological strength to cope with stress and hardship, to be able to draw on our mental reserves and on our skills to handle a situation and then take it to another level where we deal with it and we become more effective in life and in business. It's being able to reappraise a difficult situation and look for a meaning or opportunity within it. Many people talk about keys to resilience in different ways. There's a list of 7 resilience skills, all beginning with a C. There's competence, confidence, connection, character, contribution, coping, and control. There are many keys to resilience, and there isn't a particular order that is the best way of working with it. We know ourselves enough to know where we feel uncomfortable, and being with our feelings, taking time to sit and be with our feelings and notice them and accept them is important. Self-awareness is an important part of resilience. Learning to relax. Now, I've taught many people to meditate, and I can teach people in a few minutes how to meditate and how to start. And it's not about sitting and having a clear head and thinking nothing, because that puts people off. There are many ways of meditating. There are many ways of relaxing. Perhaps a hot bath, listening to music, having a chat with a friend, connecting with someone. Whatever makes you feel relaxed and more connected with yourself. It's important to be in our thinking and be aware of our thinking, and to be able to change our mind, to change our thinking. If you notice that you have a reaction to a certain situation, pause, breathe, step back, notice the reaction, be with it. Many of our reactions are triggers from something that's happened before, and we need to find a new way to go forwards. So noticing the trigger, accepting it, breathe, and look at ways to change how we're thinking and how we're feeling. We can choose. We can choose how we think and what we think. Where there are big triggers, we may need some therapy to deal with things, or some coaching or counselling. It's very individual. Managing stress is really important. When we are overstressed by life, we are less able to cope with things that come at us. So find what works for you to de-stress. It may be exercise, it may be playing an instrument, being creative, going for a walk, getting some fresh air. Everybody has a different way that works for them to de-stress. So find the way that works for you to just allow the stress to ease off. And we can't fool ourselves by pushing something down, by pushing a feeling down. We're not talking about pushing something down or pretending stress isn't there. We need to accept how we are, where we are, and go from there. So when we know we're stressed, we take the time, we breathe, we relax, we come back and change our perspective so we can look at things differently. Focusing on health is also really important. So we'll focus on our mental health. It's also important to focus on our physical health. So when our health is better, we're generally able to function better. Having said that, many people have disabilities and they function fantastically within that. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about health as being an all-encompassing physical, chemical, mental, emotional, how we think, how we feel, how we breathe. Breathing is so important, and the most important thing in relaxation. That is universal. Anytime we're stressed, we tend to hold our breath. So taking a moment to breathe or noticing when we're not breathing is a first step. Communication skills are really good for helping with resilience. So whatever communication skills, courses or learning you can gather, that also starts with being honest with yourself, and communication needs to come from the heart and from a good space, being connected with yourself, connected with other people. When we have resilience, we can weather the storm and we can bounce back from a situation and perhaps find a new way of dealing with what's happening. It's a very useful skill. So the main benefit of resilience is having the emotional ability to handle stresses of daily life more effectively and manage crises. Having the capacity to make realistic plans and being able to either carry them out ourselves or to find the help we need for somebody else to engage with us, connect with someone else, communicate to help them help us. It's also important to have confidence in your strengths and abilities. So if you have abilities and need more confidence, practice your abilities, exercise your abilities, find out where you need to get help. So in a nutshell, to have resilience, we need to be able to step back, pause, connect with ourselves, our feeling, our reaction to a situation, what's real, what's a trigger that might be from our past, what is our response to what's going on right in front of us. Breathe, pause, be relaxed, find the ways that relax us, and then assess a situation to see how can we handle this differently, how can we get help to handle it differently, how can we get help with ourselves. So the benefit of resilience as an individual in your personal life is to be able to engage with life and with people better, and to feel happier and more confident and more secure in ourselves. So find what works for you, whether it's learning to relax, learning a new skill, getting help with a skill that you would like to be better at, getting better health. There's always somewhere to start to build resilience, and it's never too late, and we're not born with it. It's a learned skill that everybody can develop. So enjoy becoming more resilient to deal with life and deal with your work, and enjoy it more. Thank you so much.